Breaking news. 2 National Guard members shot in an ambush blocks away from the White House. They are now in critical condition in the hospital. Welcome to the Fox 11 News at 5 simulcast on our sister station Fox 11 Plus. I'm Christine Devine. With reaction, President Trump is now requesting more National Guard troops be sent to Washington, D.C. Fox's Caroline Shively is near that shooting scene and joins us live with the latest on breaking news. Caroline.
Good evening, Christine. Sources tell Fox the accused shooter was a man who came here from Afghanistan under a humanitarian parole program in 2021. However, he overstayed his visa. That visa expired in September of this year. Those sources say the man's address was in Washington state. The injured Guard members at last word are in local hospitals in critical condition. 1 man and 1 woman shot on the street. A massive police response in the nation's capital after 2 members of the National Guard were critically injured. The victims were from West Virginia.
These National Guardsmen are heroes, and we must pray for their safety and their speedy recovery.
The shooting happened in the Farragut Square area, roughly 2 blocks from the White House. D.C. Metro Police say the area is now secure with 1 suspect in custody.
This is a targeted shooting. 1 individual who appeared to target these guardsmen, that individual has been taken into custody.
Shortly after the incident, President Trump, who is in Florida, took to social media calling the suspect an animal who will, quote, pay a very steep price. Vice President J.D. Vance, visiting with troops at Fort Campbell, also weighed in.
It's a somber reminder that soldiers, whether they're active duty, reserve, or National Guard, our soldiers are the sword and the shield of the United States of America.
The shooting came a week after a federal judge ordered an end to the National Guard deployment in the D.C. area. There are about 2,200 troops deployed in the city. Their presence has been contentious, fueling debate over President Trump's use of military force to address crime in major cities. That order to withdraw National Guard members from the streets of D.C. is now on hold to give the Trump administration time to appeal that order. And in fact, this afternoon, President Trump ordered another 500 National Guard members to come patrol the streets of D.C. Christine?
Caroline, information is coming and changing in this story. Initially, there was word that the 2 guardsmen had died. You're saying now it's a man and a woman in critical condition. Of course, prayers for them and their families. What more can you tell us?
Yes, that information, that erroneous information that the 2 had died originally came from West Virginia's governor. He said there was conflicting reports coming from the ground here in D.C. However, at last report, that was a few hours ago, we are told they are still fighting for their lives in local hospitals.
All right, thoughts, of course, are with them. Thank you for the update there. Governor Newsom posting this to X: there must be zero tolerance for violence of any kind against the brave men and women in uniform who selflessly serve our communities and our country. The shooting of National Guard members in Washington, D.C. is horrific and unacceptable. Happening now, let's talk about the holiday weekend. Airports right here across America are in the midst of what's expected to be a record holiday travel period. The Sunday could be the busiest day ever for the TSA nationwide. More than 3 million alone could travel that day. And for the 2nd day in a row, airport workers staging protests at LAX, disrupting passengers on one of the busiest travel days of the year. Fox 11's Haley Winslow is live at the airport with what it looks like now. They still out there, Haley?
They are not. They actually finished protesting about a few hours ago, which is great news considering this big, international hub with such a busy airport here at LAX. But it's been pretty smooth sailing, which is a small miracle considering I just checked the TSA wait times, about an hour right now. The lines are growing, but it's been pretty good today, which is one of the busiest days of the entire year. When? Now, protesters shout inside LAX terminals on Thanksgiving Eve. For the 2nd day in a row, workers who service airline travelers fight for a new contract and better wages during one of the most chaotic times of year at one of the busiest airports in the world. This group is Airport Workers United, passenger service contractors like cabin cleaners, janitors, and wheelchair attendants.
The airport workers and their families deserve better. They deserve to be able to provide food on their tables without having multiple jobs.
The protest comes just a day after a union that represents airport hospitality workers blocked the Century Boulevard entrance to LAX, forcing some travelers to miss their flight or abandon their car and run to their plane.
These workers who are out here today are the prime reason why their stays and their experience at the airport is so smooth.
Inside LAX, travelers welcomed the occasional lull in hectic holiday travel.
Easy peasy. And we can't believe that there's no line here. My mind is blown. We showed up 3 hours early.
Easy, breezy, super fast, with a long week of traveling.
Just a little bit traffic delay for LAX. LAX always be like this.
But braving traffic for a ride may be a safer bet than parking. LAX airport police warn of a spike in car thefts in their garages and lots, specifically targeting new high-end trucks by punching through their rear windows with faulty alarms. Police advise owners to park near their constantly monitored cameras before taking off.
I haven't spent Thanksgiving with my family in 18 years. I usually go back for Christmas. So we're definitely excited, and bringing my partner and my stepson for the first time as well.
Happy Thanksgiving!
Happy Thanksgiving. Over the 11-day period that they're considering the hectic holiday travel time for Thanksgiving, LAX is expecting 2.5 million guests coming through here, and Sunday will be the busiest day at LAX as well. So be careful and have a very safe and happy Thanksgiving with your family. Reporting live here at LAX, I'm Haley Winslow. Back to you.
You too. It is fun to see family. I think. Live look right here from Sky Fox over at the 5 freeway in Pacoima. Look at that. It is rush hour, we should note as well, and pre-Thanksgiving. So you can imagine the roads are packed. People getting that early jump on tomorrow. Nearly 6 million people are hitting the roads this holiday. That is just people from Southern California. It looks like 6 million right there in that traffic. All right. Happy Thanksgiving. Other news here tonight. Los Angeles County grand jury has begun reviewing evidence related to the death of 15-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez. According to the LA Times, the district attorney's office has presented evidence to an investigative grand jury, which reportedly met for several days earlier this month. Her body, if you recall, was found in the trunk of a Tesla in an impound yard in September, owned by that man, the singer David, whose legal name is David Anthony Burke. LAPD detectives have spent months investigating the death of Rivas Hernandez, as well as her relationship with David. Again, she's 15. Earlier this week, the LAPD got a judge to block the LA County Medical Examiner from releasing autopsy results and other details related to the girl's death. New details on this one. Hermosa Beach police say they have arrested 2 teens involved in that violent attack last Friday. Investigators say they're in contact with the parents of 3 other teens believed to be involved. The group was caught on camera beating and kicking a 56-year-old man. All the teens are between the ages of 13 and 15. Police say they're preparing a case for the prosecutor's office. In Ventura, many hotels, restaurants, and stores were closed today due to contaminated tap water, throwing Thanksgiving Day plans for many residents into flux. Well, tonight the city says, oh, it was a false reading. Fox 11's Christina Gonzalez live in Ventura, where there's kind of little trust right now for the city. Christina?
Yeah, false alarm is what they're saying, and it was a false reading is how they're explaining it. But keep in mind, this came out yesterday, and since then, lots of businesses were closed. Now, the Vons, for example, on my left here, they were able to reopen, but the Starbucks here, they never were able to reopen. Many other businesses were not. And then there were the people who had to change their Thanksgiving plans. Let's take you through what this has been like for them. Take a look.
It sucks. Right before the holiday, are you kidding me?
Upset residents picking up bottled water supplied by the city of Ventura.
How do you take a shower with this stuff?
After officials put out a health advisory reading yesterday not to use the water in the Pierpont area. Water monitoring at the location where last year there was a gasoline leak into the water supply showed trace levels of gasoline.
You can't drink it, you can't take a shower.
You can use the toilets and go to the bathroom.
Okay.
But that's about it.
And I probably drank a gallon of water yesterday.
She's one of many residents saying they did not get notifications.
Nobody got phone calls from VC Alert.
Did you get the notification about the tap water? None.
They closed all these businesses, but they never notified the people who were actually affected by it. We found out by talking to other people and it being on Facebook and things like that.
I need my prescription for my blood pressure medication, which I'm completely out of, and I can't get it because of something in the water.
Shortly after noon, people did get phone notifications lifting the do not use water notice. The reading was caused by a false positive, according to the city. By then, some hotels had canceled reservations and businesses had been closed for over 12 hours. As for Thanksgiving, and many saying,
we had to cancel it.
I don't really know how much I can trust it. Is that really the situation, that it was a false positive? You know, I'm going to continue to drink bottled water right now.
We're going to have a camping Thanksgiving.
Everything is going to be, sanitizer and whatever.
That brings bad memories. Remember?
But we're over that, so this will be easy. We've been well trained.
The good thing about COVID, it trained us well. Now, in all seriousness, I want to reiterate, the city's saying the water is fine. It is safe. They are also saying that they did send out notifications on social media, but many of the older people in the neighborhood do not have or check Facebook or social media. So to them, what I'm being told now is that you can go ahead and put your phone numbers again on the VC warning alert system because it is working now. We'll see what happens. But again, the water's supposed to be fine for now. I'm Christina Gonzalez, live in Ventura. Happy Thanksgiving. Back to you in the studio.
What an unexpected nightmare. All right, Christina, thank you. Coming up, 2 organizations team up for a record-breaking effort to feed thousands. How many meals they're serving up. Tomorrow marks the first Thanksgiving since the January wildfires. For many survivors, the first without a home. Tonight we meet an Altadena family keeping their traditions alive. Just in time for Thanksgiving, an extraordinary comeback. A paralyzed teen athlete takes his first steps out of the hospital, surrounded by the community that never gave up on him. A young athlete's incredible comeback after a devastating accident. A 15-year-old defied the odds to walk again after a diving accident left him paralyzed. On the eve of Thanksgiving, a walk no one thought possible. 15-year-old scholar athlete Alessandro Sandro Apuso, once paralyzed from the chest down, is now taking his first steps out the doors of Miller Children's and Women's Hospital and into a second chance at life.
I was on 4th of July. I was messing around with a bunch of friends at the bay. Kept diving around, got unlucky, hit my head on the bottom, and now we're here today.
A life-altering diving accident shattered his vertebrae.
At first, I couldn't really move my legs. I had sensation from about my chest up, and that was about it. Just completely paralyzed from the chest down.
Months of grueling rehab, and still, he refused to give in.
Before this, I'd train 6 hours a day. So to me, this is just more training, bettering my mind. Getting back to the me I was before.
He's a very driven person. You can tell because of his athleticism.
And today, after months of fear, surgeries, setbacks, and small victories, a big one. A surprise signed jersey from Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford, and the news he's going home.
It's nice that I get to go out and see my family and see all the people that I love and hang out with my friends all day. After being in the hospital so long, I finally get to relax.
There is hope out there, despite of so many things happening in this world. There is people that is kind, and this is what we see right here, right now. And I'm hoping that someday everybody can understand that helping each other is the way to go.
With therapy dog Zeta at his side, friends lining the hallway, and first responders who saved his life watching proudly, Sandro stands, steadies, and steps forward.
It just really makes me happy.
A walk that reminds us, especially this week, that miracles don't always happen in an instant. Sometimes they happen one determined step at a time. Doctors say Sandro's progress is remarkably fast for a spinal cord injury patient, crediting his athletic discipline and that community that never left his side. His family calls today a Thanksgiving miracle. And Sandro says he's already focused on getting back to school, the ocean, and one day even water polo. Wish him well. Two missions joining forces to provide Thanksgiving meals and services to those in need all across LA County. For the first time ever, Los Angeles Mission and Hope the Mission joining forces for a massive charitable effort. Volunteers and workers started their day at the LA Mission on Skid Row, preparing those hearty meals for 2,500 expected guests. Then the two nonprofits would deliver another 7,500 meals to Hope the Mission locations across the county.
We're working with Hope the Mission, and we're going to be delivering to 32 shelters throughout LA County when we're finished here tonight. So we're going to continue that, and then we have a 5K run in the morning on top of that.
We're in the middle of a humanitarian crisis. There's 76,000 people who are unsheltered in our city, and we can't meet this if we're operating in silos. And the best thing about LA is when we come together and say, we're going to change the world. And that's what this is right here.
Both organizations offer over 3,000 shelter beds every night all across LA County, working to provide relief and prevent homelessness. It's not all about the turkey. Well, this is let's go ahead and get to this story here. It's not all about the turkey. Ham is also a Thanksgiving staple for many families, and every year people flock to get one from the Honey Baked Ham store. You've seen those lines, right? This was the line in Northridge around 2:30 this afternoon. A similar scene in Culver City, where many showed up to pick up the prepaid food. It's one of the busiest times of the year for Honey Baked Ham. There are more than 400 year-round stores across the nation. All right, Chief Meteorologist Adam Kruger, not a bad day to wait in line for that ham.
Yeah, beautiful day today. Very warm as well. We had these Santa Ana winds really drying us out and warming us up. When we look at the recap of the high temperatures today, you can see everywhere basically between the coast and the mountains, we had highs in the 80s with a few exceptions here and there, but very warm air out towards the deserts. 60s was a little more common. Here's where we see our temperatures right now, mostly comfortably in the 70s and a couple 60s here and there. It's going to be another warm day tomorrow, but not quite as warm as we saw today. Here's the forecast. Lows overnight tonight, so a lot of 50s for low temperatures, right around or even slightly above normal for this time of year. Now, one thing we're going to start seeing changing tomorrow. In fact, we're already starting to see that a little bit right now. Some high clouds starting to move in, and overall we expect a good amount of cloud cover overhead tomorrow. So not the bright blue skies we've been enjoying lately, but despite the clouds tomorrow, it's still going to be a pretty nice day temperature-wise. Again, 50s in the morning, and we'll top out in the upper 70s for LA in the afternoon. Here's a look around the rest of the area tomorrow, and it's going to be a very similar temperature profile to what we saw today, which means the warmest temperatures are again between the mountains and the coast because we still have an offshore wind or a very light Santa Ana wind continuing tomorrow. So that tends to boost the temperatures on the side of the mountains where the winds are going downhill. So winds are going from the desert towards the LA basin, and those downhill winds really boost those temperatures. So again, we see a lot of numbers tomorrow that'll be between about 75 and 80 degrees for the highs. Warm for Thanksgiving, cooling down a little bit by Friday and more so this weekend. Not that it's going to turn cold, but it will return to around normal for this time of year. Our 7-day high temperature forecast for LA and Inland Orange County. So again, warm tomorrow, upper 70s, about 71 on Friday, 70 on Saturday, upper 60s on Sunday. And yesterday it was looking like maybe there could have been a couple of showers around by Sunday. Now I think rain is going to stay away. The system that was going to cause that is going to be too far away. We'll talk a little bit more about that a bit later on. And then into early next week, temperatures don't fluctuate a whole lot. Quick look at the coast here for the next 7 days. Again, 70s tomorrow, 60s after that. Valleys and Inland Empire. We've got the warm day tomorrow and then cooling down a little heading into the weekend. Also, of course, this is a big travel week. We'll look at a big storm system that'll head into some parts of the country this weekend after Thanksgiving. Those details later. Christine?
All right, still ahead. Pickleball is booming across the country, but one California city just banned it from public courts entirely. And a horrific high-rise fire in Hong Kong kills dozens. The death toll could rise with hundreds more still missing. Sheer devastation in Hong Kong after a wind-driven fire engulfed a row of high-rise apartment buildings. 44 people are confirmed dead, including a firefighter, but that death toll is expected to rise significantly as 279 people remain missing. The cause of the blaze is not known, but investigators say it was fanned by construction mesh and bamboo scaffolding. Police arrested 3 men on suspicion of manslaughter related to the fire without giving any further details. Tragic scene right there. The details in case of a dog shoved into a plastic grocery bag and thrown over a fence in Orange County. We have the video. A suspect is now under arrest. You might recall this right here. Anaheim police say 30-year-old Tyler Thompson is that woman seen in this security video tossing that dog over the fence of an animal hospital earlier this month. Thompson was booked on suspicion of felony animal cruelty. A vet at the animal hospital found the Maltese mix, said he suffered a head injury in that fall. Also said the dog was malnourished and covered in fleas, but is making a nice recovery. New details on a suspected hit and run that injured a 12-year-old boy riding an e-bike in Anaheim. That suspect turned himself in today, 3 days after the crash. Police say Jonathan Diaz collided with the child at Topeka and North Streets on Sunday. Investigators also say both parties ran stop signs before the crash. The child suffered a concussion, a broken leg, but is now home. Authorities booked that suspect on felony hit and run and also believe DUI may have played a role. Pickleball. It's so popular, right? It's one of the fastest growing sports in the U.S., but you won't find it being played on public courts in Carmel anymore. Why? Well, Carmel's become the first California city to ban pickleball in public because of complaints about the noise it generates. The sport is noted for the noisy pop, pop, pop of the plastic balls. Researchers say the sound of a solid pickleball hit can be 20 times louder than the strongest tennis ball strike. Other cities have responded to pickleball noise by limiting hours of play and installing sound dampening materials. Nearly 20 million people nationwide played pickleball last year. Who knew? Coming up, for many fire survivors, this Thanksgiving is their first without a home. Tonight, how one Altadena family who lost everything is holding on to tradition, hope, and each other.
And now your Morgan and Morgan traffic report. It is very slow out there, but I want to take you out towards the Inland Empire. You can see the 15 going up through the Cajon Pass, really jammed up right there as people are maybe heading out into the desert and beyond ahead of the holiday. Meanwhile, right here we see 215 north, 91 east out there in the IE, a couple of wrecks. We also have some wrecks right here, 15 south over here on the 405 south near Brentwood. Now we'll look at some other traffic hotspots.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. So yeah, you don't just get some lawyer. You get an army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
You're watching the Fox 11 News at 5.
Tomorrow will mark the first Thanksgiving since the January wildfires, and the first many fire survivors are spending without their homes. Despite losing everything, one multi-generational household still finding something to be grateful for. Fox 11's Nick Garcia spoke to them and joins us live from Altadena. Wanting to hear this story, Nick?
Hi, Christina. It's actually fitting we're sharing this family story today because Nellie Head and her late husband purchased or moved into their Altadena home on Thanksgiving Day in 1994. In fact, on this night, they'd be getting ready for tomorrow's feast, as they had for the past 30 years in this family home. Even without their home now, though, they're still finding a way to keep their traditions alive.
This is the place where we have all those memories, and now it's all gone.
After losing everything but each other in the Eden fire, Nellie Head and her family are grateful to be in a rental home nearby.
It wasn't easy. We went in 6 different places, but finally we find this house at least, and it's close enough to the kids' school and work.
After the fire, they temporarily lived in Northridge, Menifee, Azusa, Glendale, Big Bear, Arcadia, and finally now in Pasadena. But this Thanksgiving, as they walk through where their home once stood, they're missing Altadena.
We're, focusing on us being together and being safe, and starting new traditions, picking out new decorations with the kids and keeping the traditions.
Traditions like the family tamale recipe. It was lost in the fire, but Karina recreated it from memory, and those tamales will be on the table Thursday.
And we've come as close as we could get to it, and now we can pass that on through the generations.
The family is looking forward to returning one day, and for a sign of hope, they're thankful they don't have to look far. A neighbor is already rebuilding.
You can imagine how difficult it was for the family to be out here today, but they're still counting their blessings. Nellie says she and her family are very thankful for all the first responders, the firefighters, and all the helpers, those volunteers who've stepped up over the last 10 months, something I'm sure we can all be grateful for this year. For now, live in Altadena, I'm Nick Garcia. Christine, I'll send it back to you.
Nick, I can't believe they lived in all of those places. It was that hard to find a place.
Yes, it was that hard, and they were also battling with an affordability situation. They ended up in Big Bear because it was cheaper than a lot of the places closer to LA here.
Wow, that was incredible to see. All right, we wish them a happy Thanksgiving. In the meantime, many families lost their homes, memories, even their sense of safety after the January fires, but not their strength. From teen survivors to musical artists starting over, discover the powerful stories of a community refusing to give up during our Fox 11 special, Hope After the Flames, airing tonight at 9:30. Marla Tejas has that for you with an encore presentation tomorrow night at 6:30 p.m.
Fox 11 weather is sponsored by Yamava Resort and Casino.
All right, we've been talking about some warm days lately, and that warmth continues right into tomorrow for Thanksgiving. But another part of our weather story for Thanksgiving was the fact that clouds will be on the increase, and we're already starting to see that late day today. Just some clouds kind of spilling in from a system out in the ocean, and those clouds continue to fill in overhead tomorrow. So that's maybe the only downside, although it's not like it's that bad. It's still going to be nice. We don't expect any rain, and those warm temperatures will be with us tomorrow. We're also going to see changing winds, and lately we've had an offshore wind, like a Santa Ana wind, that's been boosting our temperatures. So that continues another day. That'll switch, though, which will bring some cooler temperatures, but only cooling to around average Friday, and will hold kind of around average more or less Saturday, Sunday, and into Monday of next week. So as we look at wind gusts for next hour, you can see these, if you will, hot spots, the red and even purple colors indicating where the winds are especially strong. So mostly through the passes, and those winds, again, blowing offshore, boosting those temperatures today. We still see a light offshore wind tomorrow, which again will make for some warm temperatures. Notice how the wind direction changes, though, as we get into Friday. More of an onshore wind, which will start to bring those temperatures back down. All right, highs for tomorrow for Thanksgiving. Like today, it's going to be quite warm anywhere from the coast to the mountains. That's the effect of the Santa Ana wind. So we have cooler temperatures here across the deserts, but you can see a lot of upper 70s to maybe even some spots close to 80 degrees. Along the coast, we expect temperatures in the 70s as well. Pretty nice weather. Good if you want to get outside after eating, burn some calories off, throw the football around, go for a walk, a jog, whatever you want to do. Or if you just want to lay around and have the window open, that would be good weather for that as well. Now, Friday, again, like I said, we start cooling down. So we're back to some 60s along the coast on Friday with some inland 70s. Not that it's chilly, but just cooler. Here's a look at our pattern right now. High pressure is also overhead, which is adding to helping to keep us warm. This low way out here, see all this cloud cover out ahead of it? It's just throwing these clouds at us, which is why we'll see the mostly cloudy sky on Thanksgiving. It's not bringing any rain our way, though. Here's what it looks like across the country. So currently we have a system over the Great Lakes with some snow there, a little rain in the northeast. There's another system, though. Watch the kind of northwestern corner of the U.S. here as we go into tomorrow. There'll be some wet weather there. And this one turns into a problem as it works its way across the nation for the weekend following Thanksgiving here coming up. So that's Friday. Look at Saturday now. You can see some widespread snow in the Midwest, rain farther south, and then Sunday, which is one of the busiest air travel days of the entire year. Well, we got a lot of wet weather up and down the East Coast and maybe even some snow around Denver. So that could be an issue for the East Coast airplanes. We'll see how it pans out. Not that they can't fly when it's raining or snowing, but it could slow things down a little bit. All right, our 7-day forecast for L.A. and inland Orange County. So again, mostly cloudy tomorrow, but warm. And then we've got a lot of sunshine Friday. Cooler, though, around 70 on Saturday, upper 60s on Sunday. We've taken rain out of the forecast, by the way. If you were watching us yesterday, you know I had a slight chance in for Sunday. Now that looks like it's probably not going to pan out. Maybe by the middle of next week, there's something that could pop up a couple of showers. It doesn't look like that great of a chance right now. For the coast, we've got those 70s tomorrow, but 60s for several days after that. And in the valleys, the Inland Empire, there's your 7-day forecast. Again, warm tomorrow, temperatures backing down, but still pretty nice for the weekend ahead. Christine?
Ready for that weekend ahead. A rising star in Latin music gone too soon. Tonight, 3 men face murder charges in the ambush-style killing of Maria de la Rosa. The shooting in Northridge over the weekend left 2 others critically injured. Fox 11's Laura Diaz spoke to the singer's mother. Laura, you're live in West Hills with the update for us.
Yes, Christine, a family is closer to justice tonight after 2 alleged killers are caught. A 3rd suspect in that killing remains at large. But as you just mentioned, I spoke to the mother of the deceased earlier this evening, and as you can imagine, she is heartbroken.
I want to people know, like, she was like a good soul, good person, beautiful daughter, beautiful person, incredible and like super nice.
A grieving mother recalls her beautiful daughter, singer-influencer Maria de la Rosa. The 22-year-old was fatally shot in what prosecutors are calling an ambush-style robbery November 22nd in Northridge. Maria was known professionally as de la Rosa. The young artist was a rising star with her flowing hair and soulful brown eyes, but her life was brutally taken. Prosecutors say the young woman was sitting with 2 others in a parked car when a trio of assailants demanded money and then opened fire. All 3 in the car were struck. De la Rosa died later. Wednesday afternoon, friends and family continued to gather at the family home. Flowers, candles, and pictures of the late singer adorn the house. Grief is everywhere. So far, as I just mentioned, those 2 arrests have been made. The family wants justice and for their daughter to be remembered for the wonderful person and talent she was. They described her as a person who always helped others, had a lot of spirit about her, and simply enjoyed life. And as far as those suspects, they will be arraigned later. As I mentioned, a 3rd suspect remains at large. If you have any information, you should call the LAPD. I'm Laura Diaz, reporting live from the West Hills area, sending it back to the studio. Christine?
Well, good to hear of some arrests. We'll wait to hear more. Laura, thank you. Still ahead, baseball bling stole the spotlight at the World Series. We'll take you inside the shop behind those dazzling Dodgers chains and reveal which MLB stars can't get enough of their custom creations.
And hi there, folks. I'm Kyle Kraska. Just ahead, the Rams are the current hot ticket around the NFL. So what does their head coach think about all the new pressure that comes with high expectations? We will hear from Sean McVay. And a matchup of unbeatens in Vegas as UCLA squares off against the Lady Longhorns. We'll have the highlights for you right after this break.
The Fox 11 Sports Desk is sponsored by Hyundai. See your SoCal Hyundai dealer today.
The UCLA women's basketball team getting an early season test today as they tipped off a Thanksgiving 4-team tournament called the Players Era Championship in Las Vegas. The third-ranked Bruins facing off against the number 4-ranked Texas Longhorns, with the winner getting number 2-ranked South Carolina tomorrow. Both of these teams came in undefeated, and it was all Longhorns early on. Rory Harmon here, feeding Madison Booker, who drops the 3-ball. Texas took a 20-point lead into the half. It grew to 23 before the Bruins clawed back. Kiki Rice with the steal, lays it in on the other end. Bruins now within 4, but Texas did not buckle. Harmon across the lane for the floating jumper. The Lady Longhorns hold on to hand the Bruins their first loss of the season, 76-65 the final. Texas now heads to the tourney finale tomorrow to face the Gamecocks. Meanwhile, the Trojan men in the Maui Invitational finale today against Arizona State. This one very tight throughout until about midway through the second half. SC up 3 when Jaden Brownell nails the 3. USC now up 69-63. Then Jordan Marsh shows off the wheels on the break, dishes to Chad Baker-Mazzara. A game-high 23 for him. The Trojans take this one 88-75, winning the tournament and keeping their record perfect at 7-0. Well, the Rams getting in some work earlier today before spending personal time tomorrow with family, and then it's off to Carolina to try to up their win streak to 7 games. Our Gerard Moncuray in attendance today and has more for us now live from Woodland Hills. Gerard?
Kyle, thank you very much. You know, no one can deny the Rams are sitting pretty as far as the current NFL playoff picture is concerned. As the current top seed in the NFC, they control their playoff destiny. However, with that great win on Sunday night against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in front of the eyes of the entire country, have come waves and waves of national media praise for Sean McVay's squad. And basically, I asked Sean, how has he allowed his squad to enjoy the success that they have earned so far this year without letting all the national noise seep in?
Stay pretty disciplined relative to seeing those things, but you can't help when you look at NFL Network or you look at just some of the major websites, you know, just being a fan of the game, you acknowledge it. And what you say is the guys have earned the right to get that. That's not why we do it, and that's not anything that moves us forward, but it's a sign of respect for what they've done through 11 games. And we got 6 more guaranteed, and the only thing I'm worried about is Wednesday.
One of the reasons for the Rams' success through 11 games has been the play of quarterback Matthew Stafford. At age 37, he's thrown 30 touchdown passes to just 2 interceptions, and his offensive line, well, they have done a marvelous job of keeping the 17-year veteran off the turf.
Running the ball, play action, get me out of the pocket, drop back. We're doing all sorts of different stuff to try to keep defenses on their heels so they can't just pin their ears back and go, hey, you know, they're going to drop back pass all day. Matthew's going to be 9 yards deep in the pocket and he ain't moving. So, you know, we do a decent job of trying to be as collaborative as we can in our offensive approach to help everybody out.
Up next, Carolina Panthers on the road Sunday in Charlotte. Reporting live now from Woodland Hills, Gerard Moncure, Fox 11 Sports.
All right, Gerard, thanks a lot. By the way, if Matthew Stafford were to win the MVP award, it would be the oldest first-time winner in the award's history. He would be almost 38 years old. That'll do it. We'll have more for you tonight on the Fox 11 News at 10. Christine, we'll send it over to you.
Thank you. Jewelry has become a key part of baseball style, and this season some standout pieces lit up the World Series. The Dodgers bling came from Happy Jewelers. Bob DeCastro went to see what all the buzz is about.
The players weren't the only ones shining on the field during the World Series. Dodgers pitcher and MVP Yoshinobu Yamamoto wore a custom Dodger blue 14-karat solid gold necklace that stole the spotlight. The jeweler behind the custom piece, family-run Happy Jewelers in Fullerton. Co-owner Gabe Arick shows us.
This was a necklace that everybody was talking about. It's made out of white gold with blue sapphires. We do have them in stock because a lot of people are calling us literally from worldwide. Like, people are ordering these from Japan. It's like a glue. It just holds the tennis necklace steady. And Martin is making, the prongs are already made, but he's making a little groove underneath the prong so you could pick up each stone and set them in and just clamp them in.
Some buyers say they want a piece of Dodgers history. Others want to wear it for good luck. For Yamamoto, this wasn't just jewelry, it was part of a ritual.
He always told his buddies, his teammates, that's his like lucky chain, lucky charm. As everybody knows, baseball players are very superstitious. So every game he pitched, he always wore it.
Yamamoto was introduced to Happy Jewelers by his teammate Kike Hernandez. Kike has a bunch of these, but this season the utility player gave Happy Jewelers creative license. The result, a double-strand necklace dripping with rubies.
We came up with the double row. The double row one is really neat because we could put like different shades of colors. Right. I wish I had the rainbow one like this. We had a few, obviously, after the World Series, they sold out immediately. Kike is definitely a trendsetter, for sure. And what about you, Bobby? Let's try this on you, bro.
Let's do it.
Which one? We'll take a vote.
So how much does it cost to bring home this winning look?
Is it the Yamamoto one or the Kike one? Let's see. Let's see. Oh, that does look good on you, dude. You kind of have that Yamamoto look, too. Check this out. We'll take a vote. Let us know which one looks the best on Bobby. This one, you're going to wear it like a little choker.
And as Los Angeles still basks in the afterglow of a second consecutive World Series win, Happy Jewelers is already looking forward to the next successful season.
I'm excited. We need to make him really special for these guys. Maybe you could help me design stuff.
I want one. How cool is that? Head in entertainment, and our favorite bunny cop is back. Amanda chats with the stars of Zootopia 2. Crews were getting their balloons ready for the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Crews were seen inflating some of those balloons in New York. Among some of the new character balloons to fly through the streets of New York City this year are Buzz Lightyear, Pac-Man, and Sussy from K-pop Demon Hunters. This year's parade will reportedly feature 34 balloons, 28 floats, and 11 marching bands. Don't forget to join us here on Fox 11 tonight at 8 p.m. for Christmas at the Grove and the 24th annual tree lighting celebration. It's a great show. Get back. entertainment, before you dig into Thanksgiving dinner, why not hop into the theaters? The long-awaited sequel to Disney's Zootopia is finally here after 9 years. Fox 11's Amanda Salas sat down with stars Jason Bateman and Jennifer Goodwin.
Snake has set foot in Zootopia in forever.
Hops and Wild?
Wild and Hops. The dream team. Sorry, Paul.
1, 2, 3, 4. It's no wonder that a fox and a bunny put together is funny.
Okay, it just...
I've been saying it for years.
It just fits. It's better than box, so let's go with funny, right? The two.
Is that because you're blending fox and bunny to funny?
Yeah.
We both did this today, and I don't understand how we missed this opportunity.
Well, you don't have to miss your opportunity to see the long-awaited sequel to the hit animated adventure, Zootopia.
At the ZPD, partnership is the cornerstone of success.
No, carrots.
This is the toughest job.
The fact that we're just doing the voice, I think it makes you a stronger collaborator in the sense that you have to trust so many more people because you're only speaking, like someone else is acting for you, the way they draw your face and stuff like that.
Right.
So it makes me more trustful.
Yeah, because we have no control.
Because it's all about community, too. The messaging in this.
Takes a village.
Yes, and
We're a team sport.
Exactly. I love it. It's like the posters hanging with the kitten.
We got
hanging
Thanks
there.
for hanging out, guys. Jiggle it, let's go. I got this. It's the fuzz!
Zootopia 2 celebrating its release this week. So come on, everybody, get grateful.
Yeah, what are you grateful for?
Yeah, I have no gratitude.
Zero.
She doesn't say thank you ever.
Ever. Maybe today will be the first time.
This is a dream come true. We are going to be on the world tour for this, so we actually will not be in America for Thanksgiving. My husband was like, "Does it bother you that you will not be having like a Thanksgiving dinner?" And I was like, "It'll bother me none. Like we're gonna be out there, like
With your
you know,
family.
yeah, with the
Turkey
Disney
to
family."
go.
Turkey to go.
Let me ask you something. Do you think we're a good team?
Of course. I just wish I knew what we had to do to prove it to everyone else.
Well, this year has been a circus, and I'm thanking you for ending it with a zoo. Okay? So.
You're very good at your job.
You really are.
You've got a good hustle there.
That looks adorable. Also in theaters tonight, Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery. With that, we say thank you for joining us here at 5. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Coming up, this is a targeted shooting. 2 National Guard members are gunned down just blocks from the White House. We have a live report from Washington. On the busiest travel night of the year, LAX passengers are facing protests, traffic, and even car theft warnings. The Palisades Turkey Trot returns tomorrow, reuniting neighbors for the first time since January's devastating firestorm, and how this year's race is reflecting that tragedy.
Seems like the prices are a little bit higher.
What last-minute shoppers are telling Fox 11 about grocery prices.
Partnership is the cornerstone of success.
From family fun to heartfelt drama to mind-bending sci-fi, your Thanksgiving watch list starts now with movie critic Gray Drake.
Now, this is the Fox 11 News at 6.
It is Thanksgiving Eve, and we welcome you to the Fox 11 News at 6 o'clock. Thanks for being with us. I'm Marla Tejas. We begin with that breaking news over on the East Coast. A live look at the situation there on the ground in Washington, D.C. This is just hours after 2 National Guard members were shot and what's being described as a targeted attack. The shooting victims are reported to be in critical condition. Fox's Caroline Shively joins us now live from Washington with the latest. And Caroline, at this point, what do we know about the gunman?
Good evening to you, Marla. What we know, or sources tell Fox, the accused shooter is an immigrant from Afghanistan who came to this country in 2021 on a visa known as a humanitarian parole program. However, those sources say that visa expired this year in September, and he had overstayed that visa. We are also told by authorities that his address is in Washington State. Now, as far as the injured Guard members, they are from West Virginia, and they were shot on the street behind me. A massive police response in the nation's capital after 2 members of the National Guard were critically injured. The victims were from West Virginia.
These National Guardsmen are heroes, and we must pray for their safety and their speedy recovery.
The shooting happened in the Farragut Square area, roughly 2 blocks from the White House. D.C. Metro Police say the area is now secure with one suspect in custody.
This is a targeted shooting. One individual who appeared to target these guardsmen, that individual has been taken into custody.
Shortly after the incident, President Trump, who is in Florida, took to social media calling the suspect an animal who will, quote, pay a very steep price. Vice President J.D. Vance, visiting with troops at Fort Campbell, also weighed in.
It's a somber reminder that soldiers, whether they're active duty, reserve, or National Guard, our soldiers are the sword and the shield of the United States of America.
The shooting came a week after a federal judge ordered an end to the National Guard deployment in the D.C. area. There are about 2,200 troops deployed in the city. Their presence has been contentious, fueling debate over President Trump's use of military force to address crime in major cities. That order to withdraw the National Guard troops from the streets of D.C. is on hold, giving the Trump administration time to appeal, which they did this afternoon in front of a federal judge. No ruling on that appeal yet. Marla?
Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong. That suspect, who we now know is from Afghanistan, here on a visa, in custody, was also shot, wounds not life-threatening. What do we know, though, about the victims and who is leading this investigation?
Well, the investigation, Marla, is being led by the FBI because they are now investigating whether this was a potential case of international terrorism. As far as the 2 National Guard members who were shot, we know they were from West Virginia, a man and a woman. The latest update we got, though, was about 4 hours ago. At that time, they were taken to local hospitals and in critical condition. That is the latest we know, that they are fighting for their lives.
All right, let's hope that they win that fight. Caroline Shively live for us tonight in Washington, D.C. Thank you so much. Let's bring it back here at home. This is a live look from Skyfox over the 5 freeway in East L.A. You see a lot of those red lights, the brake lights, cruising along there on, and by the way, this is in Boyle Heights, specifically Boyle Heights here. This is estimated to be the busiest travel day, if not, you know, in the slew of travel days leading up to tomorrow, and then the rush home after the holiday. Almost 73 million people expected to hit the roads. This is according to AAA. Another view from Skyfox just a short time ago. This is the 5 freeway in the Pacoima area of the San Fernando Valley. Ooh, gosh, look at the sea of the white lights there and the red lights. It looks like AI, but no, this is the real deal. Meanwhile, for the second day in a row, union workers are staging protests at LAX, disrupting passengers on one of the busiest travel days of the year. Fox 11's Haley Winslow, she's live at the airport now with more. How bad were those disruptions today, Haley?
Oh, nothing compared to yesterday when they were stopping traffic. People were missing their flights and having to race to their flight and ditch their car. Really, things at LAX right now, Marla, are running as smooth as pumpkin pie, which is a holiday miracle considering all of the speed bumps we've been facing here lately, the insane traffic, the government shutdown, and the protests over the last couple of days. When? Now, protesters shout inside LAX terminals on Thanksgiving Eve. For the second day in a row, workers who service airline travelers fight for a new contract and better wages during one of the most chaotic times of year at one of the busiest airports in the world. This group is Airport Workers United, passenger service contractors like cabin cleaners, janitors, and wheelchair attendants.
The airport workers and their families deserve better. They deserve to be able to provide food on their tables without having multiple jobs.
The protest comes just a day after a union that represents airport hospitality workers blocked the Century Boulevard entrance to LAX, forcing some travelers to miss their flight or abandon their car and run to their plane.
These workers who are out here today are the prime reason why their stays and their experience at the airport is so smooth.
Inside LAX, travelers welcomed the occasional lull in hectic holiday travel.
Easy peasy. And we can't believe that there's no line here. My mind is blown. We showed up 3 hours early.
Easy, breezy, super fast, but a long week of traveling.
Just a little bit traffic delay for LAX. LAX always be like this.
But braving traffic for a ride may be a safer bet than parking. LAX airport police warn of a spike in car thefts in their garages and lots, specifically targeting new high-end trucks by punching through their rear windows with faulty alarms. Police advise owners to park near their constantly monitored cameras before taking off.
I haven't spent Thanksgiving with my family in 18 years. I usually go back for Christmas. So we're definitely excited, and bringing my partner and my stepson for the first time as well.
Happy Thanksgiving! Happy Thanksgiving. Travelers definitely very thankful this holiday season for smooth sailing today at LAX, at least until they come back from vacation. Sunday is expected to be insanity once again with 230,000 passengers passing through Los Angeles International Airport. Reporting live here, I'm Haley Winslow. Marla, back to you.
Haley, do we know if the airport workers have a third day scheduled in mind to protest?
Hopefully not, because it's Thanksgiving and they're home with their families, but I don't think so. They are in the middle of negotiations, so it's understandable why the timing is the last couple of days. These are two different unions, but demanding the same thing, better wages and better working conditions. So I imagine that if they do continue those protests, it will be at least after Thursday.
Right, and it could be on the rush back home. We'll see. Okay, Haley, thank you so much. We're going to take you live outside again, and here's a different vantage point from LAX, and it looks all smooth as people arrive on the upper deck there. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Adam Kruger. You made a change to your forecast as we look toward the weekend.
Yeah, I've taken rain out of the forecast this weekend. It was just a slight chance as of yesterday. Now it looks like we're going to be drier, and overall things are just smooth sailing here across pretty much the entire state of California for air and road travel all the way through the end of this weekend. We do have a warm Thanksgiving ahead. Winds will be changing a little over the next few days. We'll look at that, and we will be cooler, but dropping to around average by Friday, and that'll last through the weekend as well. So you may have noticed it was very warm today. We had a lot of 80s. That's because of the Santa Ana offshore winds, and we still see some pockets where the winds are a little breezy here this evening. We continue with a light offshore wind tomorrow, which will keep temperatures warm, just not as warm as today. And then we see the winds become more onshore, which starts to cool our temperatures down a little bit on Friday. Here's a look at the breakdown for tomorrow. Now you'll notice it's not going to be a completely sunny sky. It will be mostly cloudy, not that we're expecting any rain, and temperature wise it's still nice, it's still warm. 50s in the morning, upper 70s in the afternoon. And again, those warm temps will be felt all across our region between the coast and the mountains because of that offshore wind continuing. It will be a little bit cooler as you see across, for example, the high desert where highs will be in the 60s. But look at all the 70s tomorrow, and maybe even a couple spots reaching 80 degrees. Pretty nice weather on our Thanksgiving. Now Friday, not that it gets cold, but it will be cooler. Some 60s returning along the coast with some inland 70s. Here's what we see across the nation now. There is a storm system that's going to bring potentially a pretty significant air travel impact to the eastern U.S. after Thanksgiving. So let me take you into Saturday now. You see the system right here. This could drop several inches of snow around Chicago, some rain farther south. There it goes into Sunday, which is one of the busiest air travel days of the year, Sunday after Thanksgiving. And up and down the East Coast, we got some wet weather. So that could snarl things perhaps a little bit there. But over the next 7 days combined, you look at California, and it's pretty much a complete lack of rain and mountain snow. Very dry weather pattern for the entire state of California for several days. So locally, rain is out of the forecast right on through the weekend. We do see that warm day tomorrow. Notice the temperatures dropping Friday and this weekend. Again, not turning cold, just falling to around average for this time of year. Highs near 70. For the coast, we've got 70s tomorrow, 60s Friday, 60s through the weekend and beyond. And the valleys in the Inland Empire were warm tomorrow, 70s on Friday, Saturday, and upper 60s by Sunday. Marla?
All right, Adam, thank you. Now to Ventura, where many hotels, restaurants, and stores were closed today due to contaminated tap water, throwing Thanksgiving Day plans for many into flux. But tonight, the city says it was a false reading. Fox 11's Christina Gonzalez live with residents' reactions there. That ought to be frustrating. Christina?
Oh, you know, false alarm. And keep in mind, this started yesterday, so all these places were closed. The Vons was able to reopen here on my left, but like the Starbucks, they were never able to reopen today. And then, like you say, imagine the frustration of people with Thanksgiving plans. Let's show you what that was like today.
It sucks. Right before the holiday, are you kidding me?
Upset residents picking up bottled water supplied by the city of Ventura.
How do you take a shower with this stuff?
After officials put out a health advisory reading yesterday not to use the water in the Pierpont area, Water monitoring at the location where last year there was a gasoline leak into the water supply showed trace levels of gasoline.
You can't drink it, you can't take a shower.
You can use the toilets and go to the bathroom.
Okay.
But that's about it.
And I probably drank a gallon of water yesterday.
She's one of many residents saying they did not get notifications.
Nobody got phone calls from VC Alert.
Did you get the notification about the tap water? None.
They closed all these businesses, but they never notified the people who were actually affected by it. We found out by talking to other people and it being on Facebook and things like that.
I need my prescription for my blood pressure medication, which I'm completely out of, and I can't get it because of something in the water.
Shortly after noon, people did get phone notifications lifting the do not use water notice. The reading was caused by a false positive, according to the city. By then, some hotels had canceled reservations and businesses had been closed for over 12 hours. As for Thanksgiving, and many saying,
We had to cancel it.
I don't really know how much I can trust it. Is that really the situation, that it was a false positive? You know, I'm going to continue to drink bottled water right now.
We're going to have a camping Thanksgiving.
Everything is going to be, sanitizer and whatever.
That brings bad memories. Remember?
But we're over that, so this will be easy. We've been well trained.
After COVID, of course we were. Now, and I want to reiterate, the city and county health are both saying that the latest readings on the water show that it is absolutely safe. They're also saying that the VC alert system is now working. If you want to check into it and put your phone number again, it should be working fine. They are looking into that. And happy Thanksgiving. I'm Christina Gonzalez in Ventura. Back to you in the studio.
Is there any sort of recourse or compensation, apology, anything like that from the city or county?
You know, that's let's see what happens next week. I know all the employees that weren't working yesterday and all this morning from the stores here were all saying, who do we send the bill to? Mm-hmm. So I don't think that part of it is over because, I mean, you had huge hotels canceling reservations. I mean, there was a lot of money here at stake. So I have a feeling today the city's closed because pre-Thanksgiving. Let's see what comes out of this next week.
Looks like you have a follow-up on your hands for next week, Christina.
Always.
Yep. All right. Thank you so much and happy Thanksgiving to you. Tomorrow will mark, speaking of the very first Thanksgiving since the January wildfires, and the first many fire survivors are spending without their homes. Despite losing everything, one multi-generational household is still finding something to be grateful for. Fox 11's Nick Garcia, he's live there in Altadena with a story you'll see only on Fox 11. Nick?
Hey, Marley, that's right. Well, in 1994, Thanksgiving Day 1994, actually, Nellie Head and her family, who you'll meet in a moment, moved into the house that stood right here in Altadena until January of this year. Now, even without the house here, they're counting their blessings.
This is the place where we have all those memories, and now it's all gone.
After losing everything but each other in the Eden fire, Nellie Head and her family are grateful to be in a rental home nearby.
It wasn't easy. We went in 6 different places, but finally we find this house at least, and it's close enough to the kids' school and work.
After the fire, they temporarily lived in Northridge, Menifee, Azusa, Glendale, Big Bear, Arcadia, and finally now in Pasadena. But this Thanksgiving, as they walk through where their home once stood, they're missing Altadena.
We're, focusing on us being together and being safe, and starting new traditions, picking out new decorations with the kids and keeping the traditions.
Traditions like the family tamale recipe. It was lost in the fire, but Karina recreated it from memory, and those tamales will be on the table Thursday.
And we've come as close as we could get to it, and now we can pass that on through the generations.
The family is looking forward to returning one day, and for a sign of hope, they're thankful they don't have to look far. A neighbor is already rebuilding. Now, that family there certainly grateful just to be together and to have each other after all of this, but they're also grateful for the firefighters, all the first responders, and all the helpers who've stepped up over the past 10 months. Marla?
It is a holiday all about gratitude and expressing it. Thanks for that family sharing their story with you, Nick, and thank you. On to this now. This Thanksgiving, the Palisades Turkey Trot becomes more than a race. It is a reunion. This is the first major gathering for the community since January's firestorm, and for many displaced families, the first time that they'll be seeing neighbors in months. Race co-founder and organizer Dave O'Connell. He joins me now on this Thanksgiving Turkey Trot Eve. Good to have you, and thanks for being with me tonight.
Thank you, Marla. Nice to be here with you.
You've been a part of this race. You co-founded it in 2013, so it's more than 10 years old. What makes tomorrow's trot so significant?
Well, for starters, it's been an operational challenge in that we used to be at Palisades High School, and we have since had to sort of relocate our start and finish line down to Sunset and Swarthmore, which is sort of the heart of Pacific Palisades. So in a certain way, it's going to be a little bit more exciting and a little bit more emblematic of what the Palisades as a town has been through. All of the landmark buildings will be seen in the background, and a lot of the folks that are be coming together will get to see our beautiful town for the first time since January, which I think we're all looking forward to.
Absolutely. So here is a look at the race course, the map that you can find online. The route, I imagine, to your point and what you just hit on there, Dave, is this route could get emotional for participants.
Well, Marla, what I'll tell you is the good news is there's a lot more ocean views than there used to be. So we're pretty excited that folks that, will be coming to town. There are a lot of folks coming in to just support us, and we're very grateful for that. But what had been sort of an area where there were a lot of homes and there were a lot of trees and there were a lot of other, quote unquote obstacles, now there's a lot of just beautiful panoramic views of the Pacific. And I was out there today setting up the course, and it is just gorgeous out there when you look out. Our runners will kind of be faced with a lot. There's a lot of destruction. There's a lot of progress. There's a lot of hope. There's a lot of pain. But in the end, I think everybody's really excited just to get back onto our own streets, into our own town, and to get motivated about rebuilding this beautiful town of ours. And it's been less than a year, and there's already progress. We're already seeing a lot of framing out on the horizon, and it is our hope, again, that people who come to see what we're doing get fired up and want to get their homes rebuilt and want to get back to business as soon as possible. That's really what this is about, as much as anything else.
Dave, this is really personal for you because, and we have some images to go along with this, you lost your home in the Palisades fire. So what does tomorrow mean for you?
Well, we're getting close to receiving our permit to get going. So, I feel like on our side, my family and I, progress is being made. Getting the race back on the calendar, though, is just really, really important for the community at large. A lot of our partners and a lot of the sponsors that are involved with this aren't even in business here in Palisades, but yet they were very eager to get things going again and asked us how they could contribute and what we needed to get the race back on the map. Because I think a lot of people, both on the sponsorship side, the runners, the organizers, the community, the politicians, everybody really wanted to see this thing come back to life. So we're really excited about tomorrow morning. It's going to start early. It's, we try to have everybody on their way for Thanksgiving dinner by 11 in the morning. So we don't want to occupy too much of the day, but it's just a great way to get the holiday off to a running start, as we like to say. And the community has always really been a big supporter of this event, as you can see from the images there. We usually do about 2,000 runners, and we're looking for that again tomorrow.
Okay, and this officially starts where again?
Yes, thank you. The Palisades Village Green. It's a cozy little grass park in the middle of town at Sunset and Swarthmore, Marla. Okay. So for anybody who, knows our town, they'll know where it is. And if they don't, it'll be very easy to see because there's not much else going on here tomorrow morning other than our event going on. So we're looking forward to seeing everybody. As you mentioned, Marla, a lot of these people hadn't seen each other since January. I even saw at our packet pickup a lot of people bumping into each other who they hadn't seen in 11 months, which is hard to fathom. But we're just excited to get it going tomorrow. We start, just if I may, at 8:15. We're going to have a long list of speakers, from politicians to real estate people to community leaders on down the line. We're very excited. We're going to be doing a lot of talking tomorrow morning before we turn everybody loose on the course. So we're really excited, as I said.
Well, yeah, I mean, I can't imagine all the hoops you've gone through to make this happen logistically. So hats off to you, and thanks to your buddy Dan Cruz, who's another race organizer. He's a volunteer tomorrow. He helps in so many ways for a lot of these races. So shout out to Dan. Shout out to you, Dave.
Couldn't do it without him.
Yeah, thank you so much. And for more information for our viewers, you can visit PalisTurkeyTrot.com. You can sign up tomorrow if you want, as early as 7:30 a.m. Burn some calories and get together and see people you haven't seen in some time. Dave O'Connell, thanks, and happy Thanksgiving to you and yours.
Thank you, Marla. Happy holidays to you and yours as well. Appreciate you.
Thank you. All right, still to come. Another twist in the Celeste Rivas Hernandez death investigation, and a possible sign the case may be escalating. Plus, a driver accused of bringing rush hour to a standstill now faces years behind bars. A Los Angeles County grand jury is reviewing evidence in the death of 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez. Her body was found in the trunk of a Tesla in an impound yard in September. The car belonged to singer David, whose legal name is David Anthony Burke. LAPD detectives have been investigating her death and their connection, while a judge has blocked the release of autopsy results. New at 6, felony charges filed tonight against the man accused of shutting down the 110 freeway in downtown LA to film a music video. You may recall this if you were on the 110 near 9th in November of 2023, so 2 years ago. Prosecutors say Eduardo Martinez blocked traffic during rush hour with cars doing donuts. The stunt was part of a music video shoot. Prosecutors have charged him with illegal street racing and vandalism. Martinez faces a maximum 4 years in jail if convicted. He's pleaded not guilty. All right, much more news ahead in 6:30 half hour still to come. You should never drink and drive, of course, but right now your chances of getting caught just went way up. We'll tell you why. And here's Christine Devine with a look at what's coming up at 10.
Last minute grocery shopping happens every year. We hear from shoppers about what they're leaving out of their carts this year just to save some money. Also tonight is known as Blackout Wednesday, the night before Thanksgiving, infamously known for heavy drinking. Find out how bars are handling the anticipated increase in binge drinkers.
You're watching the Fox 11 News at 6.
I'm Haley Winslow at LAX, one of the busiest days of the Thanksgiving travel holiday, and it's been pretty smooth sailing here, which is great news, especially considering we've had protesters at this major hub the past 2 days.
I'm Christina Gonzalez in Ventura, where yesterday they were told the water in some neighborhoods was not safe. Now today they're being told that it is. Some people are really not happy about this back and forth.
I'm Nick Garcia in Altadena, where thousands of families are preparing for their first Thanksgiving without their homes. We spoke with one family who says they're grateful for all the firefighters and first responders and grateful to still have each other.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Fox 11 News at 6 o'clock. I'm Marla Tejas. Some other stories that we're following tonight includes this breaking news. Fox News reports the gunman in the shooting of 2 National Guardsmen is a 29-year-old man from Afghanistan. Department of Homeland Security sources tell Fox he is an illegal migrant who was granted humanitarian parole. Authorities are investigating the shooting as a possible act of terrorism. And just within the last few minutes, President Trump has called for re-investigation of all Afghan refugees who entered the country under the Biden administration. The National Guard members who were shot today include a man and a woman, and at last check, by the way, they're both from West Virginia. At last check, they were listed in critical condition. All right, happening now. Check this video out from Sky Fox not long ago, just a short time ago. This is the 5 freeway in the Pacoima area, San Fernando Valley. A sea of red and white lights. It is underway. We are officially in the CHP's Thanksgiving maximum enforcement period. This means all available officers will be on the roads to catch DUI suspects, speeders, and other traffic violators. The maximum enforcement period will end Sunday night.
Fox 11 Weather is sponsored by your SoCal Hyundai dealers.
Live look at LAX, not too bad right there on this Thanksgiving Eve. And the forecast, it was a little windy today and it felt like summer. Chief Meteorologist Adam Kruger.
Yeah, temperatures in the 80s for pretty much all areas between the mountains and the coast. All the orange you see right here. We had highs in the 80s, got it to 82 in downtown Los Angeles. Another round of warm temperatures in the same zone again tomorrow because of offshore winds, which, by the way, those winds will change direction by Friday, and that starts to cool us down. Here's a look at the current numbers. You can see all the 60s and 70s on the map out towards the mountains and deserts. It is cooler. There's a look at the forecast lows overnight, mostly 50s, couple 40s in the mix. And then tomorrow, beautiful day. Not the bright blue sky we've been enjoying lately, though. It's actually going to be partly to mostly cloudy tomorrow. Not that that's going to be that big of an issue. We don't expect any rain or anything like that, but you'll see some clouds and temperatures will still be warm. There's the timeline for LA as we head into the upper 70s, probably during the early part of the afternoon. That'll be the warmest part of the day. And again, you can see the same area, which would include a lot of the LA basin, Orange County, the valleys, the Inland Empire. Most of those areas will see those temperatures topping out in the 70s, and a couple spots may actually reach 80 degrees again tomorrow. And again, Friday will cool off a little bit because of the onshore winds returning and also the departure of an area of high pressure. High pressure usually helps to warm us up as well. Now, one thing we've been watching heading into this upcoming weekend is this low. We knew we were going to be kind of on the back end of it, and it's shifted a little farther east, a little farther away from us, meaning that the little rain chance we were thinking the last couple of days might show up on Sunday, well, it doesn't quite look like it's going to pan out. And same can be said for pretty much all of California. Should remain dry on Sunday. Then as we go a little farther ahead, if you're wondering when the next opportunity for some rain might be, this is way ahead now, but we're looking at Wednesday, and if that low gets close enough to us, maybe we get a couple of showers there, which is why you're going to see on the 7th day of my 7-day forecast, I have a 10% rain chance, kind of like a place marker as a day that we'll be watching for potentially a little rain around here. But between now and then, we're dry for sure. Again, mostly cloudy tomorrow, upper 70s for highs for LA and Inland Orange County. Friday, sunny, 71 degrees, pretty good, but it does get cooler. Saturday, 70, Sunday in the upper 60s. So that's a day we're heading back towards slightly cooler than normal temperatures for this time of year, but still, it's pretty nice, just not the real warm air we've had lately. For the coast, 70s tomorrow, 60s by Friday, and 60s into the weekend and next week. For the valleys in the Inland Empire, we're going to be in the 80s or at least low 80s tomorrow, 70s on Friday, down a little for the weekend, upper 60s by Sunday. And finally, for the mountains, we have upper 50s for our Thanksgiving. Those temperatures will get a little bit cooler. No problems in the weather, though, but a little cooler this weekend. And towards the end of the 7-day, we'll get down to the 40s in the mountains by Wednesday of next week. Marla?
All right, Adam, thanks. Ahead, what prosecutors say led to the killing of a rising Latin music singer and the new charges filed tonight. Plus, what James Van Der Beek's wife is telling fans about the actor's health amid his cancer battle and the outpouring of support that followed. But first, Adam's back, this time with a look at the traffic.
Fox 11 Traffic is sponsored by Sweet James Accident Attorneys.
Well, earlier we saw a lot of red on the map. We actually see what I would describe as less slow travel on the highways now compared to what we would normally see on a typical weekday around this time. We still have some slow areas, though. One of those might be people trying to escape town here in the Inland Empire going up through the Cajon Pass. We see a lot of red kind of in both directions there. We do have a wreck right here near Riverside on 91 West. As we look across Orange County, the south side of LA County, not a lot of slow travel on the highways. Big issue right here, though, 60 West near Belvedere Gardens. We have a SIG alert wreck with multiple lanes closed there. A little slow around the downtown area, and for the most part, your northbound routes in the San Fernando Valley moving slow as well. Now we'll look at some other traffic hotspots.
If you've been hurt in an accident, choosing the right law firm makes all the difference. Sweet James has some of the best attorneys in the state, that deliver some of the largest settlements. If you've been injured and results matter, call Sweet James.
New tonight, great news about actor James Van Der Beek and his battle with colorectal cancer. This is a new video his wife posted saying he is bouncing back. Van Der Beek is selling merch to pay for his cancer treatments. He took to Instagram this week to share a video announcing he's selling replicas of the football jersey he wore in the 1999 movie Varsity Blues. Developing tonight, a rising star in Latin music gone way too soon. Tonight, 3 men face murder charges in the ambush-style killing of Maria de la Rosa. The shooting in Northridge over the weekend left 2 others critically hurt. Fox 11's Laura Diaz has more.
A family is closer to justice tonight after 2 alleged killers are caught. A 3rd suspect in that killing remains at large. But as you just mentioned, I spoke to the mother of the deceased earlier this evening, and as you can imagine, she is heartbroken.
She said, "Mommy, I'm going to eat, and I'll come back, and that's it." You know, she was super mature, super take care of everything, not only me, everyone. How she talking, like she knows more than me, and I laugh at she thinking she knows everything, like she was like that.
A grieving mother recalls her beautiful daughter, singer-influencer Maria de la Rosa. The 22-year-old was fatally shot in what prosecutors are calling an ambush-style robbery November 22nd in Northridge. Maria was known professionally as de la Rosa. The young artist was a rising star with her flowing hair and soulful brown eyes, but her life was brutally taken. Prosecutors say the young woman was sitting with 2 others in a parked car when a trio of assailants demanded money and then opened fire. All 3 in the car were struck. De la Rosa died later. Wednesday afternoon, friends and family continued to gather at the family home. Flowers, candles, and pictures of the late singer adorn the house. Grief is everywhere. So far, as I just mentioned, those 2 arrests have been made. The family wants justice and for their daughter to be remembered for the wonderful person and talent she was. They described her as a person who always helped others, had a lot of spirit about her, and simply enjoyed life. And as far as those suspects, they will be arraigned later. As I mentioned, a 3rd suspect remains at large. If you have any information, you should call the LAPD. I'm Laura Diaz, reporting live from the West Hills area, sending it back to the studio.
All right, Laura, thank you. Still ahead, Black Friday or Cyber Monday, which day really gets you the best deals? An expert weighs in. Plus, last-minute Thanksgiving shoppers are finding a mixed bag at the grocery store. Some holiday essentials cheaper than ever, others shockingly high. We'll be right back. A record 186.9 million people will hit the stores and keyboards between Thanksgiving Day and Cyber Monday, according to the National Retail Federation. But what day gets you the best deals? Online shopping has become a year-round favored method of deal hunting for many shoppers, and retailers are cashing in by extending the shopping holidays into multi-day events.
It used to be more different, where Cyber Monday was heavily focused on tech purchases, but everybody's competing every day. I think the hardest thing for retailers now is to distinguish what they're offering on Black Friday, what they're offering on Cyber Monday. Sometimes they're offering basically the same things.
True. Well, Adobe Analytics says discounts rise to about 21% on average pre-Thanksgiving before peaking at 28% by Cyber Monday. So it sounds like you get better deals Cyber Monday. Well, as families rush to fill their shopping carts for Thanksgiving, some holiday basics are the cheapest they've been in years, while others are jumping up in price. Fox 11's Mario Ramirez takes us inside the Thanksgiving checkout battle at a local grocery store.
It's going to be a very busy day for us today. It's probably one of the busiest shopping days of the year. We have a fully staffed store and we're ready to serve our customers today.
When it comes to food prices this Thanksgiving, as shoppers have noticed, it's a mixed bag.
Practically anything that you want, that you need, any staple, the price has already gone up.
From last year?
From last year? Absolutely.
With the bargains or the coupons and the mobile app, I've been able to save more this year than last year. All this stuff only costs less than $100.
The American Farm Bureau says this year's Thanksgiving dinner is the cheapest in 3 years thanks to big drops in turkey, stuffing, and rolls.
It depends on how you shop. I only buy bargains. I buy the digital deals.
But another report from the advocacy group Groundwork Collaborative shows some holiday items like cranberry sauce, canned vegetables, and aluminum foil are way up in price.
It seems like the prices are a little bit higher.
I was expecting a lot worse, actually, but no, they've got some buy one, get one deals and some really reasonable pricing this year, so it's making it easier on the wallet.
With a successful trip to the Ralphs in West LA, shoppers we spoke to are hoping to cook up a feast everyone can be thankful for.
I plan on cooking. I got 2 sons. Reminisce about the good things and how thankful we are to be alive and well.
And as the shopping continues, we heard from a lot of people, many saying they plan to shop smarter this year, swapping name brands for store brands and picking up only what they need. At Ralph's in West LA, I'm Mario Ramirez, Fox 11 News.
All right, Mario, thank you. Thanksgiving weekend is here, and so are the must-see movies to get you through the holiday. From cozy family fun to award season drama to a little mind-bending sci-fi, there's something for everyone between The Leftovers. Gray Drake, she's standing by with her picks and which one deserves a spot at your holiday table. I'll talk to you in just a couple minutes, Gray.
partnership is the cornerstone of success.
No, carrots.
Beautiful. You want to put bad guys away?
Ow! Stop pulling my ears. Stop pulling my ears. Never pull a bunny's ears.
Thanksgiving weekend means big movies, and one of the most anticipated is this one here, Zootopia 2. Some fans are calling it funnier and more heartfelt than the original, but we're only interested in one opinion. That is movie critic Ray Drake, and she joined us now, unusually via Zoom. Understandably, you couldn't make it here on this Thanksgiving Eve, but we appreciate you any way we can get you.
Well, listen, I'm thankful to be here as always. You're the best, and thank you for listening to my opinions. Now, on Zootopia 2, it has been a long time since the other one came out.
Okay.
Full disclosure, you do not have to revisit that one to understand where this one picks up.
Got it.
We've got Judy Hopps, the rabbit, her voiced by Jennifer Goodwin, and she and Nick Wilde, the fox, voiced by Jason Bateman, are now partners on the police force, and they think in Zootopia that reptiles are bad, okay? They've got a huge bias against them. So when a snake shows up named Gary, who looks like he's trying to bust apart Zootopia at the very seams, they start to unravel a case that's much bigger than they ever anticipated.
Gary's pretty cute, though. I like Gary.
Yeah, and he's voiced by Ke Huy Quan, the Oscar winner that we love from movies like Indiana Jones and Everything Everywhere All at Once. And the new voice talent in this keeps it fresh. We got Patrick Warburton there as the horse, Fortune Feimster, the comedian. And for me, this one didn't reach the heights of the first Zootopia.
Okay.
However, because it's still about more than it looks like, it totally works, and I think people are really going to enjoy it.
Okay, so it could be the perfect Thanksgiving side dish, if you will. Okay, all right. I look forward to seeing it. Okay, next up is Hamnet. Is this a Thanksgiving drama to savor?
Oh boy, get your hankies out. That's what I know for sure, okay? This is based on a book directed by Chloe Zhao, who's also an Oscar winner, and it is about Shakespeare, his wife Agnes, and they have a couple of kids that they obviously love so much, and then the plague comes around.
Oh, don't you hate that?
Oh my God, what a nightmare for them in this movie. And so they keep the Shakespeare thing on the DL. They're not really overselling that this is a Shakespeare story, but you essentially learn the inspiration for his play Hamlet that comes from this deep loss that he experienced in real life with his family. So the end of this movie, I challenge you to not sob your heart out.
Oh.
If you like those kinds of movies, Hamnet is your jam.
Okay, all right. And then lastly, this is streaming on Apple TV+. Pluribus, is this the perfect holiday binge?
Oh my gosh, I don't know if we can handle this because Vince Gilligan, who created Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, is now back with this very high concept show where Rhea Seehorn is just a person who hangs out in Albuquerque, lives her life, does her job, and all of a sudden, at the blink of an eye, everyone around her becomes unresponsive. And then they start to shift gears and become part of this hive mind. There are only 11 people in the entire planet that can resist whatever the heck is taking all of these people over.
Interesting. And, you know, I lived in Albuquerque for 3 years. It's where I first got my anchor start, in fact. And I was in Breaking Bad, to shout out to Vince Gilligan.
Gilligan,
yeah. Oh, my goodness. Pardon me. And that just takes me back. Just the scenery there. I'll have to check it out. Pluribus.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Mind-bending sci-fi, as we've described it. All right, Gray. Love you lots. Grateful for you and your movie reviews. Happy Thanksgiving to you and yours.
Oh, happy Thanksgiving to you and to everybody watching.
All right, we'll be right back.